Great, thanks Andrew. Now we'll go have a look at submitting your application tips and dates. Okay, so let's have a look at this. So now ensure that your impact statement is concise and that you can, and just to let you know that you can also apply for more than one category. However, you can have multiple statements as well. So if you are applying for multiple reasons in a category, you write only one impact statement per category, but you can have up to 8 statements of support for that category as well. So you can apply for a couple of statements there. There's an example, something happened in category 3, such as broken leg and or experiencing dyslexia, as well as category 4, COVID-19 and divorce of parents. You can apply for a couple of categories. But there's only one statement required per category, and you can have up to 8. You can have multiple statements of support to back that statement, to back that up as well. So we'll go through a bit of an example here. Now, as you can see, we'll start off with the what. The areas highlighted in blue are the really important information. So they're sort of highlighted out to you. So I'll read it out so we can have a bit of a look at that. I live in a rural area, which meant that I travel by bus for a long period of time. I am also prone to motion sickness, so I could not use the time to study as others did. I would leave home each morning at 7 a.m. to catch the bus and arrive home around 5:30 at night. So as you can see, they're being really concise there and just highlighting the facts. Now the how, which is, as Andrew was saying, really important, how this impacted your education. Now this impacted on my ability to study as I would often be up late at night completing assignments just because of this situation. I often found I was tired and this impacted on my ability to concentrate in the classroom. So it's just really explaining what happened and how that impacted you and how you weren't able to potentially, reach your full potential because of the what had happened. Okay.
So we'll go through some tips as well. So in terms of the demo, we've kind of provided snippets all throughout the presentation as to what it's going to look like for you. But we've also mentioned quite a few times, I guess today, that probably the best tip that we've got is to write out your statement in the Word document first rather than just using the VTAC platform. Character counts, it also checks for grammar errors as well. So another tip we've mentioned quite a few times as well is just contacting those supporting people as early as you can to, I guess, let them know the deadline and book those appointments if it's a medical condition that you're looking to get some statements of support for. Potentially just show your responsible person your impact statement if you're comfortable to do so. So don't be afraid to ask someone to help with that impact statement as well, because there's lots of people who would be willing to assist you, with those circumstances as well. Use clear, specific language, so don't waffle on. There is a character limit there for a reason. They don't want to be, I guess, reading slabs and slabs of writing. They do want, I guess, as clear and concise information as possible. But I guess spending a lot more, I guess, of an emphasis on how it's impacted your education. So what and how are the most important things. So in terms of submitting your evidence, there are 3 ways to submit your supporting evidence to VTAC. Probably the one that I would certainly recommend doing is to upload it through the VTAC account. There was in previous years the ability to send it in via hard copy, but like everybody, VTAC is currently not in the office, so they can't physically receive I guess those hard copies, and there's also some issues with Australia Post and potentially delivery times taking a little bit longer than usual. So would certainly recommend just scanning those documents and uploading them to VTAC rather than sending them via hard copy. And you can have a direct entry of the statement using a link sent by email to the provider of the statement to upload that onto the VTAC account as well. So it's particularly useful for people like medical practitioners who can just send it straight through. So there's just a few important dates that you do need to be mindful of. So like the scholarship applications, the C's applications close on the 9th of October. So it is really important that you get your C's applications in as soon as possible. You'll also, I guess, notice that it does take place, this closing date, prior to the exams. So you can't wait until the exam period to I guess, realise or note or apply for C's once those statuses have impacted you. So yeah, with that 9th of October, it is quite a hard and fast deadline. I would certainly recommend getting it in probably as soon as you put your course applications in, which hopefully around about now. You hopefully get a bit more of a response there as well. Okay, I'm just having a quick look at a question we've just got regarding a death of a family member in year 11. Does that count as Cs also if we missed out on more than a month of school which affected our studies? Yep, that's right. So if you've missed more than a month of school because of medical reasons, then absolutely that can be something that you can apply for Cs for. So you would just need to, I guess, note down how that's impacted your education. So you might have had to catch up and you missed out on potentially some SACs, those types of things. So including that as a part of your impact statement. In terms of a death of a family member, I would still certainly recommend applying for that, particularly if it's had any long-term impacts on things like your mental health as well and ability to concentrate. So as long as it's impacted your education, I would certainly recommend at least applying for it to see what kind of adjustment you're able to receive. So there's a number of different useful links and support services that you can reach out to. The schools, so your school's got a fantastic resource in terms of your careers advisor, but there might be some other trusted teachers that you can speak to about, I guess, your circumstances. VTAC have a lot of resources as well and further information about Cs, so simply Googling VTAC Cs will get you to the right area. Our team here at Deakin as well are doing some webinars and drop-in sessions. So if there's, they'll cover similar topics to what we've discussed today, but in those drop-in sessions, if you wanted to ask more in-depth questions about your circumstances, then that's something that you would potentially be able to do if you wanted to come in on the 30th of September. There's also these webinars similar to what we're doing today that are taking place. If there's anything that you wanted to kind of re-listen to or potentially find out some more information about, then you're more than welcome to attend those. But there's also some C sessions there for parents, carers, and also some support staff. So if you did want to pass it along to your parents who may be wanting to find out about how Cs works and how it could impact on your selection, then I'd recommend passing that information along to them on either the 23rd of September or 1st of October. So as we've mentioned a little bit earlier throughout this presentation, some of the things that we've spoken about today might be distressing for some people. So if that's the case, I would recommend reaching out to Beyond Blue, Headspace or Kids Helpline, and they've got loads of resources and people that you can speak to about the situation if you wanted to talk about it, or they may be able to help you out with some tools and techniques to assist you with I guess the circumstance that you're dealing with as well. So there is also support staff at school, and I'm sure that they would be willing to help or point you in the right direction if you did have further things that you needed assistance with as well. So don't be afraid to reach out if anything has impacted you, even if nothing's impacted you from this session today, but that there might be some ongoing mental health issues, I guess, in relation to learning from home. It can be slightly more isolating than seeing it, seeing your classmates in person. So please reach out. I guess there's people that will help you no matter what. So don't leave it too late. Be really proactive. If something's not feeling quite right, have a chat to these people and they'll be able to point you in the right direction as to who can help the most.